we focus on the topic of oceanic oil pollution. Oil pollution in the ocean has become a large issue because of the effects it has on wildlife, commercial fishing, and the cost of decontamination. Wildlife suffers from oil spills in a variety of ways, including suffocation, ingestion, and mass mortality rates. The ingestion of oil by marine wildlife results in multiple issues, including the deterioration of thermal insulation, reproductive issues, and a disturbance in the food chain. When different species ingest oil, they become contaminated and can poison their predators, resulting in multiple species to decline. This contamination also affects the human population. The contaminated food sources result in commercial fishery businesses going out of business. Oil pollution can also result in damage of shorelines and affect land species as well. It is important to prevent and decontaminate oil pollution because of negative effects it has on all living creatures. The academic disciplines that we used was marine science, chemistry, math, geology, meteorology, and environmental sciences.
Math, chemistry, and marine biology all advance the science of oil pollution. Math through modeling. Chemistry explains how oil interacts with the ocean, and marine biology through the study of how oil affects ecosystems. Math, chemistry, and marine biology all work together. Chemistry uses math to calculate reactions and for unit measurements. Marine science and organic chemistry work together to explain how organisms function and react. Lastly, marine biologists use math for data analysis and modeling.
The disciplines involved in this body of knowledge approached their work in similar and differing ways. The mathematicians we read about used tools such as algorithms, statistical tests, modeling, and data sets to compare and contrast different models for oil spill spreading behavior. The marine biologist used satellite monitoring to detect chlorophyll depression and determine oil spill impact on chlorophyll production over a 1-month interval. Lastly, the chemist set standard conditions to study differences in oil biodegradation of various compounds of crude oil. A similarity between the mathematicians and the biologist was the use of technological visualization. Mathematicians and chemists both used a horizontal focus of comparing outcomes, such as differences in oil biodegradation or mathematical models, rather than the vertical focus of the biologists for following one thing over the course of time. Biologists and chemists either created or followed currently existing scenarios and were bound to time, while mathematicians used hypotheticals. Overall, every discipline's approach intended to better describe and analyze the relationship between human actions and oil spills, and to quantify the effects on the environment and on ecological systems.
The article The Oil Spill Cleanup Illusion has a red rating because the author claims that birds covered in oil suffer from poor reproduction, but scientific articles show that bird fertility and egg volume is normal even though the birds have been affected.
The blog BP Deepwater Horizon is rated yellow. It talks about ways to get the oil out of the water along with how long the oil stays in the water. The article by Prince states oil will dissolve in the ocean within 35 days. After 6 years, oil still remains in the water, but people could not get to the oil to stop flowing for 87 days. The facts are questionable because important facts have been left out and cannot be compared to the article by Prince for 100% accuracy.
Lastly, Seeker's 2015 video, How Do We Clean Up Oil Spills, receives a green rating. It communicates scientific knowledge in an informal way that still stays consistent with scientific studies, for example, in explaining bacterial use as a cleanup tactic. It also meets critical thinking standards, including breadth, by addressing multiple sides of and solutions to the issue, as well as standards for accuracy by giving viewers access to their sources of information in the video description.